going to do something very silly, something I probably shouldn't do. I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume the majority of you that are watching this have also watched the UK, so I don't need to explain the rules and what's going on to you guys in regards to Phase 2 if you're new to darts. I'm guessing? Let me know in the comments section if you only come here for the European roundup, and I'll make sure that I do them exactly the same. But here's what happened in the European Q School Phase 2, where the tour cards are going to be given out. Cristo Reyes went out in the opening round, 92 the average, so the performance is there. We expect that he's going to get his way through if he continues to play like that. Brian Roman looking to get back on the tour, a couple of years playing in the WDF on the World Championship at Lakeside, wanting to get his spot back at Ali Pali and the PDC, as does Jeffrey Sparadons and Joe De Justicia. Good start for those. Andreas Harrison knocked on the door during the World Championships in regards to picking up a PDC tour card. Was very, very close in regards to getting it via the top 64, and he started very well here. A 6-1 win and 92 average. There are eyes on him. There'll be eyes on Adam Savada Unana, who was one of our favourite players here on Edgar TV during the World Championship, purely because we could slip that song in. Jimmy Van Skis had a couple of days off after getting through on the opening day in Phase 1. Starts very well, averages 100. It feels like Jimmy Van Ski is ready. That's the best way to describe this in regards to where he is right now. Those 2 titles on the WDF at the back of the year certainly putting him in good stead. Boris Kritschmar, 94.55, kickstarts his campaign well. Another one that is really catching the eye in regards to picking up a PDC tour card. Double Jesus, double elimination there, Nogueira and Salute. Salute played in the PDC World Championships recently, went out to Ryan Meikle in the opening round. Arno Merck had a good run at the World Championship through to the 3rd round stage where he lost to Michael van Gerwen. 6-3 win over a tour card holder and Pro Tour winner in the past, Danny Jansen. Also hit a 9-darter at the Super Series, so certainly a good win there. A lot of people asking me about Ben Robb. Comment section full. Matt, what do you think about Ben Robb? How do you think Ben Robb's going to get on? My concern about Ben Robb is in the big games, he has failed to deliver, and that would be my concern again here with Ben Robb on the big day. 100 plus average here. Great performance there for Verbank. Good stuff for him. David Cameron proving that the start of the week means nothing. It's how you finish it, not how you start it. And he's been getting better and better with every single day. Jelle Klassen starts his campaign of trying to get his card back. Not a good start for him. Fellow Dutchman, former 2-time youth world champion, Bradley Roos, going out 6-1 to Danny Van Tripe. Not a great performance there from him. And the inconsistent Leomanda Lawrence continues to be inconsistent. Around about 2014 with the 1 game to go, I went into the final game against Andy Bolton, the X Factor, and I won 5-0. And as that game was going on, you just get into that privileged position where you've got a comfort, you've got a cushion. It just feels a bit easier. Oh, right, I'm safe now. I'm nearly there. I've got time. That's what Rhys Griffiths would have felt against Scott Waits. Grand Slam champion, 2-time BDO World champion, didn't land a blow. Rhys Griffiths cruises back to a PDC tour card, and Taylor Thorpe, who we've been following today, exceptional day for him. He has a run to the final, picking up plenty of points. Adam Leake, though, of Australia, gets himself through. And not to spoil things for what's going on over in Europe as well, but we could have a lot of first-time tour card holders this year if today is anything to go by. What a start to Q School. And this is what it's about. All those stories, those people we might not have seen before, people bursting through and taking their opportunity, and boy, have people done it today. If you want to be up to date with everything Q School related, if you want it all explaining to you in one simple place, highlighting all the places we should be looking and giving you that little bit of backstory, match of the day style, because you've been working all day and you can't follow it, I've got you covered. You hit that subscribe, help me put a 100,000 subscriber plaque right there on that wall. I'll catch you soon. This is the point of the video where there's a slide on the screen now, and I've taught you through the players that have averaged over 95. Unfortunately, in round 2, no one did. We had 6 in the UK and a lot knocking on the... Now, look, there are some people that's knocked on the door. Let's take a look at it. Let's give it the full disclosure, as we've not got a chance to make a slide here. There are people that's knocked on the door, but we're looking at 90 plus as being the sort of breakthrough. Andreas Harrison with a 90. Arno Merck had 94.89, that's knocking on the door. David Cameron 94.60, knocking on the door. But the majority here is a lot lower. And this is something I've spoke about and something I think is very, very important when we think about how the cards are given out. There are 8 places on the order of merit for Europe and 5 from the UK. That's based on the fact that Phase 1 had more players. Now, both Phase 2s had the same amount of players, 128, and we can see from the statistics that it was more padded out in Phase 1 of Europe based on low average players, filler players, people averaging 50 and 60. Because of that, we've now got more cards in Europe. I think it should just be an even split regardless of the entries at Phase 1, because that doesn't affect this. So maybe something else we'll see change in future. Flying through it though, and we are getting all those familiar names, those names we expect getting through. Jeffrey Sparidans, Andreas Harrison, Jimmy Van Ski, Arno Merck, all those sort of familiar names to us. Jeffrey Deswan was exceptional in the opening phase. Jose de Souza got into this stage. He got to buy through to Phase 2 due to the fact he's a defending tour card holder. I'm not sure if he gets through this. It's been a little bit inconsistent, hasn't it, for the last few years? And maybe on the order of merit, but I can't see him winning a day. Ricardo Ulrich, though, was exceptional in Stage 1. He gets himself through at the expense of Jose de Souza. But so far, no real surprises in regards to any big names being dumped out. And by big names, I mean those players that are in form. Jose de Souza is probably the biggest name of most of these players in here. He's played in the Premier League, reaching the final. He's won the Grand Slam of darts. But on current form, the expectation maybe not so much there. Big shout out to the star, Benjamin Pratnama from Slovenia. Puts a lot of work in, a lot of travelling, and just to play in things like this. 6-5 victory out of Ricardo Ulrich. It'd be great to see him get a card and see what he could do if he could commit full time to the tour. Jimmy Van Ski's gone out though. Damien Mole, fellow countryman, taking him out. That'll be a surprise for some. Jimmy Van Ski played well. Just you run into some every now and then. He's ran into one there. Adam Gavlas going out 6-1. That would be a bit of a surprise. Ron Muellerkamp's good run comes to an end. He's always going to be in there batting, like I say, in Stage 1. And it's very similar to Steve Beaton. He can have that bad game, but then bring himself back, Sparidans, into the quarterfinals. And Adam Savada Unana, in a clash of the World Championship qualifiers from this year, he goes down 6-3 to Andreas Dirty Harrison. Reminders: to get a tour card, you need to reach the final. You don't need to win the final. It won't be a game that's played. So essentially this breaks down into 2 pools of 64 players. Again, open draw. Could be anything, couldn't it? Is this the best way of getting the best players on tour? No. Some people will slip through the system. Not everybody, but a few people are no doubt going to slip through the system. When we look at Mike Warburton, went out with an 88 average, didn't he? Didn't get anything. No, it happens. Also, guys, down in the description of this video, I am having a clearance of all the stock that I've got here at the Edgar TV studios. If you want to get your hands on some of that, grab that in the description down below. We are running thin now. We are starting to get towards the bottom of things. So we're adding a few more bits every day at the moment as we work through the cupboard and we find different bits. But check it out. Okay, brilliant. I'll talk about Benjamin Pratnama and you lose the 6-1. Brilliant. That worked out well. Andreas Harrison, poor performance, uncharacteristically poor performance. One thing you could normally say with him is consistency. So we look at the players that are going to go through to that final game and an opportunity to play for the tour card. Arno Merck, not a surprise, a player that was very, very good in his youth days, coming back into the game and had that World Championship run that would have really helped his case. Jeffrey Deswan, that won't be a surprise to see him get his card back again. Or Sparidans. The surprise is here with Philip Bereza, if I'm saying that correctly. Could be another one representing the flag. Now, you'd imagine in final games, experience can come into play. People that's got over the line before. But that can also have a negative effect because you know what it's like. You've got that feeling. You want to have it again. You want something back. Where for the other players here, they've got an opportunity to get something for the first time. It's exciting. It's new. Experience did not win the day. Both of the experienced players, both of the players from Holland who have recently had PDC tour cards, lost the final legs. We have 2 brand new tour card holders in Arno Merck and Philip Bereza. Ignore the averages because in a final like this, when it's all or nothing, it's unfair to analyse the game. Who wins, who holds it together, who hits that winning double, that's the most important thing. And we have 2 brand new tour card holders from the European Q School. Be interesting to see if this continues throughout the rest of the campaign, won't it? For what it's worth, here's your order of merit. Not much going on there. Just, as you'd expect, points awarded for where they hit. It is completely irrelevant. We'll cover that over the next couple of days, I'm sure. And I will see you right here. You just hit the subscribe. I'll talk you all the way through Q School. And don't forget, live streaming Sunday.